Sometimes I sit here and I wonder, if I had to do things differently all over again in 2025, and let's suppose I had to start from scratch in sales, how would I do things differently? And would I only concentrate on my sales skills, or would I focus on other things as well? I want to help you with 5 complementary skills that I would like you to entertain and have a look at much earlier on in your sales career than I ever did. I was very narrow focused in terms of sales, and that was fantastic. That yielded me 5 short years of achieving what I needed to achieve so that I can have a massive reserve in terms of finances, so that I can then start my business without having to be completely worried. And having my student loan debt completely paid off, having no credit card debt, having my car paid off. I didn't have any of these things to worry about in year 1 of business. All I needed to worry about is, what kind of thing am I going to have to sell to start a business? Do I enjoy selling that thing? Do I enjoy my customers? These are the most important things to me now, actually. And can I create a lifestyle that's actually going to help me bring myself up to another level? For example, do I have enough time for health and fitness? Do I have enough time for recovery? Do I have enough time for family? Do I have enough time for networking? These are the types of things that I want to build up now in year 1 of business. That even supersedes making money. This is what happens when you have 5 strong years in sales. You're allowed to actually take a smaller step back now so that you can go quite heavy in year 2 and year 3, which is what I plan on doing. So in this video, I want to speak to the younger version of myself who's watching this right now, and they want to ask themselves, besides from sales, is there anything else that I need to learn that's going to keep me competitive, that's going to keep me ahead of the pack, not only within my business and within my current team, because that's not really your true competitor. The true competitor is the person that's going to outwork you in the marketplace when one day you decide to cross that bridge. When you're actually competing within a 9 to 5, you're competing with yourself. I know for myself, I was competing with myself every single day. Nobody had to tell me to pick up the phone. Nobody had to tell me to invest in that program, read that book, put down that alcohol. Nobody actually had to tell me that. I figured that out by myself. So if that's actually somebody like you, you're probably sitting there thinking, in the next 1 to 2 years, how can I actually make such a big leap that it's going to be worth it? Now, I want to go through these 5 skills with you right now. Number 1 is to become an exceptional SDR agent. And I know that's obvious, but I don't see enough SDR agents out there that are just absolutely killing it. The role SDR is basically somebody who's going to facilitate the salesperson or the AE in regards to booking that demo, making sure that that prospect is going to show up, that they've got engagement before the actual booking of the appointment. That is the most important role, because without that person, you actually don't have anybody showing up in the sales call. But somebody has to secure that spot. I don't think AI is going to be able to do that just yet. Because how can a machine force a human to actually show up unless there's actual pain in there or a motivation large enough to get them to stop doing what they're doing, to then put their bum on the seat to make sure that they're going to speak to another human on the other side? There has to be a human that warms up that lead to make sure that they're nurtured right up until they show up on that call. That person is the most important person. When I was actually building out my sales team, it was actually way more harder to actually find a proficient SDR person than it was to bring in an AE or a seller. A seller I can train all the time, give them the right script, give them the right follow-up, voicemails, etc. And I'm going to depend on them to do the right thing if they have the right motivations, the right skills, the right habits, the right characteristics. But the SDR person is a special breed. Skill number 2 is I would actually get really good at video, actually. Right now, like for example, I'm on a video cam right now, or the Canon R8. And having to learn to work with a professional unit, the lighting, the sound, the audio, the cropping, the editing, all these little things take time. Not only do you know how to do paid ads, not only do you know how to do outbound prospecting, closing, but you also know how to get in front of the camera and make your business owner get in front of the camera, get the customers to get in front of the camera and sell on your behalf. That is a tremendous skill. And probably now more than ever in 2025, it's going to be more relevant, because now the price of technology has all come down. So what's the excuse now? Editing is probably going to be one of the fastest growing professions coming up in 2025 and beyond. So if you can become somebody who knows how to edit and do it quickly with a great eye, a creative eye, and you can cut this for multiple different industries. Let's suppose you come across a client that does car washing, automated car washing, whatever it is, doesn't matter. And now they want to actually get in front of their clients with paid ads. And let's suppose you knew how to get them in front of the camera. And let's suppose you knew how to get their customers in front of the camera. And let's suppose you studied the #1 car wash in the whole wide world, let's say America. Let's suppose you knew how they did their marketing and how they did their editing, and you were able to run very closely towards them. And you presented this idea in front of your business owner. And you say, look, I think I can do this and I can edit it like that because it's been proven to work with this particular business owner. Then they're probably going to give you a shot. And now you've actually become very high value in the eyes of that business owner. So these are the types of skills that you want to have a look at. Now, this brings me on to skill number 3, is to complement what we've just gone through, which is sales, SDR, becoming a closer or a sales agent, to then working the video. So imagine you know SDR, you know sales, you know videography, you know how to cut a simple video. And imagine you knew how to do color grading as well on that specific video, and you knew how to run the palettes, which is how to make that video pop out and how to make that video look very high end or premium without spending a bunch of money. You are now literally a lethal weapon. These are the types of skills that I would invest in. Of course, sales is a standalone skill as it is. There's multiple different factors as follow-up, copywriting, marketing, etc. Big deals, small deals, SDR alone, prospecting. All these skills are run under the sales banner, which isn't a skill set in itself. But imagine if you had all these complementary skills itself as well. The 5th skill that I would actually specialize in is actually become an AI automations expert or an AI automation specialist in your given field. Lots of businesses are still using a lot of technology stack and they don't actually speak to each other within the ecosystem. So what if you were that person that was able to get all the technology within a said business to actually speak to each other? I'm just talking about running AI for any given business to make sure that it is the highest proficient way that it can operate. You're saving that business a tremendous amount of money because a business owner doesn't want to be digging around with 5 different types of software. They just want to know, how can I get this result that I'm looking for? Because I guarantee you, if you can help that business owner save a tremendous amount of hours from having to think by himself and just roll out a solution, he's not going to be able to get rid of you. In fact, he's going to pay you more money to make sure that you see this project through and you piece all the widgets together. Because at the end of the day, he's still spending the money, so you might as well make the most out of it. And imagine you said to him, now I can provide you with 3 automated reports from software A, B, and C to track sales, to track ad spend, to track this, to track expenses. Because a business owner is not interested in doing any of this, but it benefits you because one day, maybe you'll roll out the same tech stack as well. So for example, being proficient in Zoom, for example, so that all the salespeople know exactly how to use their tech. Because any given business owner knows, I want to make sure that I get my ROI out of my tech stack and I want to have somebody that's helping me. Whether they're conscious or not conscious about it, they want this to happen. So if you're going to be that person that helps them with sales, books an appointment, helps them with the tech stack, you can even forget about the videography and the editing. Don't worry about that if that's not your thing. But find the thing that's going to be complementary and ask yourself, one day if I was running a business like this, what kind of complementary skills can I learn today? No one's ever going to pay me for it today, but that's going to feed me in 3 to 5 years' time.